Hi everybody, it's Lynn Girardi of Whole Life Boogie. Happy Winning Wednesday, Winning Wednesday. And you know what we have for Winning Wednesday? Because we're going to have a contest, or a couple contests, small prizes, but powerful prizes. For Winning Wednesday, we're even going to have a little more cowbell. That's the sound of winning prizes, etc. I'm sorry for the slight delay. I'm trying to do things where anything I do, I want to show you, it does not have to be perfect. I do believe that, especially since the pandemic of 2020, and where we saw people on TV doing their TV shows from their homes, including The Tonight Show, and that if you wait to do things perfectly, you'll never do them. So if you have big goals or small goals, but you think, I'm not perfect enough yet, you feel uncomfortable, or putting yourself out there because you don't feel like you're perfect enough yet, or you feel that you're too old or too whatever. I'm trying to break that paradigm, that way of thinking, that belief system, because like Les Brown had said years ago, the motivational speaker. Some woman had said, "Oh, I would love to become a lawyer, but I'm too old. In a few years I'll be I forgot what she said, 75 or whatever." And he said, if you don't become a lawyer, how old will you be in those years, in that same amount of time? You'll still be 75, so you could become, or 85 or 105 or whatever it is. The time is going to pass anyway. You're living your life. You might as well go after your goals and dreams. Whatever positive inspirations you have in your heart that's God-given, in my opinion, go after them. And if you're going to always wait to be perfect, like I was 4 minutes late, but again, and maybe that's not, to some people that may not be an excuse. You're a caregiver. Well, I have things going on too. Well, this is where I am on my journey, and I'm doing things as best as I can, because we all have different, things that distract us or emotionally bother us. Hey Trish, good to see you. And actually yesterday someone had gone to see the taping of the Kelly Clarkson show. Oh, thanks, Trish. The Alchemist. Yes, very cool. I started reading that, but I never finished it. I have to go back to it. Thank you. But I went to see the taping of the Kelly Clarkson show because my fave, Michael Bublé, was on it. And by the way, it's going to air on October 1st. And Kelly Clarkson, unfortunately, was out sick. But Michael Bublé took over the show. They gave him the show to be the host of. So it was very cool and well done. But one of the guests on that show was a woman who started a live, a podcast. And the podcast, I'm sorry I don't remember the name of it. I'll see if I could put it in the notes later on. But it was something like, it's about the imperfection in people's lives, about like what you see on Instagram and on Facebook. It looks like everybody is totally happy, healthy, and having a perfectly smooth and wonderful life. All the photos, everybody's dressed nicely. We're all at parties. We're all on vacation. We're all, it seems. Everybody's happy all the time, laughing, while loving people around them 100% of the time, all harmony. And that's not life. That's not reality. What Instagram, Facebook often shows, like this woman who has the podcast, what she wants to focus on is that is, thanks for the emoji, that is our highlight reel. What we show on social media often is the highlight reel. We're showing the good stuff. So we tune in and we see people's good stuff. Hey, look, they had good stuff yesterday, good stuff today, good stuff every day. Yeah, they're not showing the crap. Thank you. So her podcast actually is like, because she feels like a lot of times, like if she doesn't feel good, she doesn't want to get out of bed. So I have to find out the name of it's something like From Bed. It's like she does the podcast from bed. Actually, and Michael Bublé, who was interviewing her again on the Kelly Clarkson show taping, was agreeing. He's like, and how nice of him. He said, can I be on your show? I'd like to come on. Because she's trying to promote what she said. People see the highlight reels, the highlights of people's lives on social media, and then other people looking on feel even more depressed about their lives. But that's not reality for any human being. People have, some days you feel depressed, you feel angry, you feel frightened, you feel like, hopeless or whatever. And so her podcast addresses that. And that was my sidetrack from saying, even though I do things imperfectly or I show up a little bit late, because for me, I'm still dealing with caregiver stuff. I believe in going after your dreams and your goals, even if you feel it's imperfect, or even if you feel like I'm not ready yet. You have to go past your comfort zone anyway. You see now, all of a sudden people do all the they do their makeup on the internet and everything. I almost started it this way, but I'm not ready for that. But it's like people are doing things imperfectly, like showing behind the scenes of real life. Because even these models, they don't get dressed and their hair is blowing in the breeze like Beyonce, and they have makeup perfectly. Hey, Cisco, good to see you. Thank you. So what today is about is I'm going to do the positivity card pick still as a usual Facebook Live, but this is really also so it's what 20 to 6. So maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll end it like 6:15 today instead of 6:30. But what I want to do is, this is partly the self-care experiment launch party, and anybody's welcome just to sit here and watch along, even if you're not interested in doing that program with us, because I am going to do the positive card picks. And this is still just a positivity sharing, because I don't know about you, but it's hard sometimes to find a space where there's positive things being discussed. So I want this space, anytime that I'm doing a broadcast, that's what the idea is. But I'm going to also, share that, like, sometimes, like we were just saying, life is not perfect. You don't have to be positive all the time. We feel sad. We feel fear. Thanks for the hearts. We feel, depressed. We feel like nothing's working. We feel lost sometimes. I feel like that a lot of times, often every day, part of each day, And then because we're human, we're human beings having a spiritual, change that, back it up, as Wayne Dyer would say, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. We're not 100% soul, otherwise we would have no problems. That would be like you were in heaven. We're here on earth, my understanding anyway, that we're here to feel joy and create and experience joy, and find that reconnection with God from this kind of narrow-minded human perspective. We're supposed to kind of grow and expand our connection to God and evolve. We're supposed to still evolve and learn lessons. So we're not just going to feel like, hey, like Les Brown had said. He said, you think you're going to come to to earth for this life, and every day, you're going to feel great? Well, it's not that kind of party, okay? So this is the soul's journey in a human form. So we have that part to deal with. Thanks so much, Siska. I'm in Brooklyn, actually, but not far from Queens. Thanks, Nelson, for checking in. So if anybody's just here, just to get to we'll be doing the positive card picks in a little bit. I just want to first mention what, and actually you could start thinking if you want to. It's still September, and the way I figure it is 30 days are in September. So if you want to choose one or two numbers, if we get to it, between 1 and 30, and or you could say the word random, and I will get to those positivity card picks in a few minutes. And let me just show you again to remind people what the card decks are. You don't have to put the card deck. I could choose one randomly for you, but these are what the card decks are. The usual ones, which are AH for Abraham Hicks, MM for Mindful Messages. RB for Rhonda Byrne. WD for Wayne Dyer. MB for Michael Beckwith. Let's see, I'm not going to do a ton of them. Yeah, we'll just do these two. And GB for Gabrielle Bernstein. That's it. We're just going to do those with 2, 4, 6 of them. So GB for Gabrielle Bernstein, MM for Mindful Messages, WD Wayne Dyer, and RB for Rhonda Byrne, or MB for Michael Beckwith. You could choose a number between 1 and 30, or the number random, and then you could put initials for the deck or decks you want. If I have time, I'll do 2 numbers per person. I know also I had one person, Laura Bahena, had told me number 7, so I have to add that in. And but first I'm going to, let me just write that down, numbers. Laura B said number 7. Okay, so you could type them down below. Whether or not you're interested in the self-care experiment, you're welcome to be part of the positivity card picks today. I still want to spread some positivity into your week. And anytime I'm on the broadcast. Okay, good, Nelson. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to write those down in a minute. So while the numbers are gathering down below, if you have them, and also if you're in the if you're seeing this in the replay, please enjoy the video and the information about the self-care experiment. We can't do any card picks once you see the replay. It's only numbers can be chosen before this airs live, because otherwise by that point I'm in my pajamas and the cards are away and I'm on to the next thing. So I'll catch you the next time for the next broadcast. Okay, so I just want to tell you a little bit. So we do have a contest involved today, and actually even if you're unsure about being a part of this self-care experiment program, or even if you know that it's not for you right now, I'm going to have a contest today, and I'll tell you what it's about. First, let me give you the quick run through of what this self-care experiment is. And if people, of course, at any time, if you're not able to stay for everything, again, there will be a replay. But I just want to clarify what this is all about. I've been posting these things on Facebook. I'm trying to come from the heart here and just kind of talk to you, like Brendan Burchard, who's a great marketing and online and inspirational speaker, teacher. Brendan Burchard said, when you discuss things with people, whether it's for a program or any kind of broadcasts or public speaking, he said, talk to them like as if you're talking to someone at a barbecue. Okay? So let's picture that we're at a barbecue. If you're vegetarian, don't worry, I am pretty much too. But think about we're barbecuing vegetables. But anyway, so I'm just going to talk to you like you were a friendly person at a barbecue, okay? The self-care experiment that I've been posting these things on Facebook and also on my YouTube channel about is really coming from, I've been a caregiver for my father for the last 8 years, okay? And before him, there was a couple of years break before that. But before that, I was a caregiver along with him at the time, him helping me at the time. And my sister helps me. She's involved with all this too. She helps me. But I was a caregiver to my mother. My mother, unfortunately, passed away in 2013. And like I said, that was tough enough. She had, and I don't want to get into too much, but she had the usual things that you hear about, including dementia, unfortunately. But I was her caregiver then, along with my sister and my father. We had a couple of years of a break for that. Thank you for the heart, the emoji. And 2016, became a caregiver for my father. Thank God he's doing better in many ways, but, there are things that he does need help with. And I do have a supportive family, but I'm the one who's here, like most of the time in the same location. So we have attendant and such. But still, I know many caregivers out there are probably dealing with stuff where they do need self-care. The caregivers is one group. I think also that many of us, probably around my age or older, grew up where we were taught that give unto others, but as or love one another as you love yourself, and yet they never talked about what's the love yourself part. Help others, service to others. What's the service to yourself? Like how do you help yourself too? Is like, is that that it seemed like that was selfish or conceited? Like, just make sure you're giving to others. I have come to believe that unfortunately, if you do that if you're giving like 300% to other people, you're not going to have wellness for yourself. Your health is important. If you're not around, if you're not alive and well and kicking, you're not going to be able to help anybody. So there's even been books written on illnesses and some connection to that. You're over-giving or you're not doing self-care. So I feel that self-care is extremely important. We want to share God's love with others, and that positive light within us, that soul light, that soul energy from God, positivity and loving vibes and everything with other people. But we have to give that time and energy to ourselves as well. Otherwise, you can't help anybody if you're not alive and well. So if they say it on the airports, the airplanes all the time. I know when I was a kid, I took the airplane the first time with my family, and they said, parents, if you're, everybody's heard this. Parents, if you have children, if in the case of an emergency, if the oxygen masks come down, put the mask on yourself first, then put it on your child. When I heard that as a child, I think I remember saying to my mother, put it on yourself first and then on me. Like, oh my God, that sounds terrible. But it's true, because if the parent passes out, how is the parent going to help the child? So as an adult, if we're not healthy, how can we help anybody else? Whether it's in a caregiver situation for a loved one you take care of, or if it's at your job that you're doing so much for the job, or all the deadlines and all the, hitting all the deadlines, maybe overworking, overgiving there. Oh, well, they need me more than I need, but I really need a vacation, or I really need to do doctor appointments, or I really need to do a meditation or yoga class, or go to some church event if that's your, thing. I really need some time to relax. And yet, if you keep giving, over giving, you get burnt out yourselves in body, mind, or spirit. And that's why I promote self-care. So it's really important. I'm going to tell you the details about the class, the self-care experiment. I have a lot to say about this, but I don't want it to go too long. So just like another 5 minutes. So the self-care experiment, we're going to have it on. So if you feel overwhelmed or burnt out, if you feel lost because you're just giving to other people, or maybe you're just a really busy soccer mom. Or somehow you just really, or you really think, oh, I just have my to-do list to do, and as long as I pay my bills and do things that people need me for, my day is productive enough, But do you still have goals that you would like to do? Did God put a goal or dream in your heart that you could still do at any age, Let me see what's going on here below. Say your spirit is so well done, right? So the self-care experiment that I'm going to do, it's really because one of the main reasons is I have been feeling so much better, even though I'm a caregiver and I'm having challenges, often daily or every other day or so. It's helping me to stay positively focused and feeling refreshed, feeling more hopeful again, and feeling like I could have more clarity and focus on my own goals and dreams, including doing these kind of self-development programs and positive broadcasts and law of attraction life coaching stuff with people like you, because I do have a certification in law of attraction coaching since 2014. And I grew up with this stuff that we talk about, law of attraction, and The Secret movie came out, and whatever that was, 2000 and I forgot, 10 or something. But I grew up with this stuff. My parents, mainly my Aunt Jean, God bless her, she's on the other side, she was part of a wellness and positive mindset program called Concept Therapy. And that was created by Dr. Thurman Fleet, who Bob Proctor, the inspirational speaker, who was in the movie The Secret, he even attended those classes, and he even talks about Dr. Thurman Fleet. When you go to when he's rest in peace too, if you would go to his lectures or read his books, Bob Proctor, who's in The Secret movie, the documentary, he told me in person, because I told him at one of his lectures, I said, you have these drawings of the conscious and the subconscious and this stick man figure with the brain and all that. I said, that's from Dr. Fleet, right? From Concept Therapy, right? Because my parents and my aunt used to attend those classes in the 70s. And I grew up learning about thoughts become things and try to focus on the positive. And if you're focusing on the negative, try not to do that. Try to focus more on the positive, because what you focus on most, you tend to attract. So I grew up with this stuff. I've been in the art field as my first career, graphic design and art direction, but then in 2014, I took a certification course to be a law of attraction life coach, and I was doing both careers at the same time until I got laid off, actually, around the pandemic. And then the pandemic, I wanted to help people to feel positive again, because everybody was so focused on these scary news reports and everything. And that's when I started the Law of Attraction Book Club to help us all focus on wellness. People like my friend Nelson here, who's, thank God for Nelson for supporting me through all these projects, these self-development projects. But that's when I started Law of Attraction Book Club. We ran it, I had it running for, almost about 4 years by Zoom, okay? And then I've been doing these Facebook broadcasts since then. So it's the pandemic. So it's been about 4 years I've been really focusing on this. And now I'm doing the self-care experiment. Those other projects were all done complimentary to help people during the pandemic. Now they're being offered as business programs. I'm still keeping them reasonably priced while I start doing this more in a more focused way. But I hope people will join me. It's going to be really great. And let me tell you what this self-care experiment is for. Okay, so for anybody who feels like they're overgiving in life, especially for caregivers or people who felt like they've been people pleasers all their life, or just people who feel like they need more of enthusiasm about life, like you feel like life is boring and dull. Chances are, if you feel burnt out or hopeless or bored with your life, chances are you could use some self-care. And that's in however you find a way to nurture your own wellness and passions and interests, okay? So I'm just going to help guide you, but this is the thing. So it's going to be 5 weeks. No, okay, let's see. It's almost 6 o'clock, all right? In about 5 more minutes, I'll do the positive card picks. 5 or 10 minutes, okay? If anybody has to leave, don't worry about it. It'll be in the replay. But thank you for your time here or in the replay. And we're still going to have contests, okay? But I'll tell you about that in a minute. So self-care experiment, I'm going to talk to you about that for 5 minutes and then tell you about the contests, and then we'll do the positive card picks, okay? Self-care experiment info, the details, because I keep telling people, if you want details, these are the details, okay? For the most part. Second thing, we're going to do the contest information and then the positive card picks, okay? Details, contest, positive card picks. So a self-care experiment is going to be 5 Wednesdays starting October 2nd, which is already next week, next Wednesday. It's going to be in the evenings, 5:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, there will be recordings, replays if you can't make that time. And there will also be a free Facebook group so that if you're just doing the recordings or you do some live and some recordings, you can still interact with the other participants in the group for support, encouragement, idea sharing, and celebrating together and some fun. So it's going to be on, again, 5 Wednesdays, Wednesday, October 2nd, Wednesday, October 9th, 16th, 23rd, and 30th. And what we're going to cover is, for the most part, and there might be some extra things involved, because I, like a couple of my marketing teachers, inspirational speakers, also Jen Gottlieb and Chris Winfield, who are wonderful. I've taken business classes from them, entrepreneurial classes. They talk about they like to over-deliver. Well, I always like to over-deliver, whether it's in business or in life with friends or family. So right now, this is what you're going to get, at least this. And then I may throw in some extra little treats, whether it's online or maybe it's something in the mail or an email. So stay tuned. But so it's 5 Wednesdays starting October 2nd. On Wednesday night, I said Wednesday nights, 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, because I'm in New York. It's going to be by Zoom. It's going to include approximately like this. The first meeting is going to be about the importance of self-care, and you're going to be choosing a self-care goal. The second meeting is going to be really about raising your vibration on in various ways that have worked for group events I've done in the past. Raising our vibration, different exercises or activities. You'll choose the one that feels good to you. To raise your vibration on your current reality, or what you think about your life right now, or a specific situation. We're going to try to raise the vibration on those. Thank you for the thumbs up. To help you with the self-care commitment and the practice, because we need to, often when you're in this low vibration, anything that you do to try to make life better doesn't get much traction. You can't really succeed as you'd want to, because if you're in a low state, you're not even going to see the opportunities around you, because they're at a different, higher frequency, or your goals achieved the philosophy goes are at a higher frequency, a more positive state. If you're feeling like, as Joel Osteen would say, a weak worm of the dust, you're not going to be in the matching vibration to allow those positive blessings, those God blessings, etc., or those positive inspired ideas from God, from your soul. You're not going to be at a high enough vibration to allow all that good stuff and positive ideas and opportunities in. So we need to raise your vibration on where you are in your life right now, how you're looking at things, or your negative belief system. So that's going to be around the second time. The third and fourth sessions are going to be really connecting with one another, maybe doing some brainstorming, and including this book, discussing this book, whether you get the book or not. Ideally, it'll work better if you get the book, but this book is something that I find helpful. And it's called How to Stop Negative Thoughts, What My Near-Death Experience Taught Me About Mind Loops, Neuroscience, and Happiness by Barbara Ireland. Okay? Let's see. It's by, I don't see the publishing company. But How to Stop Negative Thoughts by Barbara Ireland. Because it's about how to deal with the mind loops when you're in a negative state and you see things are challenging in your life, if it's caregiving or any challenges you have at work or in your relationships or in your with your health or whatever, and you're just looping these negative thoughts, and you're like, yeah, I want to be more positive and have a more positive mindset, but I can't stop thinking about this negative stuff. That's why I want us to, in the background, kind of, if you wish, read some from this book and discuss it. There also, it's a very basic, easy to read book. It has some good little exercises too, and it seems very inspiring. I saw this woman interviewed, and Barbara Ireland. So that's going to be incorporated into the third and fourth week, because you'll also, chances are, want to get the book, whether from the library or as a Kindle book. If you just have a Kindle app, you could put it on your phone or on your computer, or free, and get the Kindle book. It's just about $4. You could read it that way, or buy the paperback like I did, which is about $12 on Amazon. And the last thing is, on the 30th, we're going to have kind of like a abundance harvest. Act as if things are improving in your life, or act as if your goal is achieved. Kind of Halloween type party, online party with Zoom. Optional, you could wear some festive accessories that are Halloween-like or autumn-like for fun. This is going to be practicing and chatting with each other as if we achieved feeling happier, more positive, or that things feel better in our lives, or that we achieved some or a good amount of our goals, and celebrating with one another the achievement of being in the self-care experiment and doing that. Just signing up for this thing. If you book this, that's one big way of showing yourself, your soul, I am going to make my self-care a priority. I'm a child of God's. I'm worthy. They say, there was an expression I heard once at a church event many years ago, God does not make junk. You are worthy of love and care, just as your loved ones are worthy of it. As you're helping them, you're worthy of helping yourself too. So if you join the self-care experiment program, that's one way of showing yourself and showing God, the universe, yes, okay, I'm going to do this different thing now. There's an expression too. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. If you want a new result, take a new approach. Okay? On Seinfeld, the George Costanza was saying that his life was always going wrong, so he decided, I'm going to do the opposite now. And once he started doing the opposite in a positive way, he started attracting all these better results and manifesting his goals. So, it's kind of like that kind of a mindset. Try something new. Let's do this together, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to make it positive. I'm going to help make it positive for you. You have to do that within yourself as well. But I'm going to support you in doing this. So for those 5 weeks, it's an hour each week. It's a free Facebook group involved to stay in touch with people. This is going to be by Zoom. There are going to be replays, recordings, in case the timing is not good for you, and you can still connect with us in the Facebook group. It's $47. I'm doing it at this introductory price because it's the first time I'm doing this officially. I've led other programs. I am also a certified instructor for Mike Dooley's Infinite Possibilities program. I taught that before. I've done the Law of Attraction book club for 4 years. I've been doing, I have had this Law of Attraction certification for 10 years. And I grew up, like I said, in the 70s. I'm just giving you some of my bio, I'm not just, I didn't just decide to do this one day. So I do have a good background in this stuff, and I try to practice these things in my life. I try to stay as positive as possible. But more recently, I'm really committing myself to self-care, and I'm noticing more positive results. And my friends know, unfortunately, I have not been as available to them, as upbeat, etc. since my father was in the hospital a couple times this year. Thankfully, he's doing better now, but things change, things shift different times. And I've been regrouping to get myself back into a more positive focus and mindset, and back to socializing more and doing more self-care. And I noticed that this is like the missing piece. It's like, you think it sounds like frivolous and silly, but this has really made me feel so much better the last couple of months, and I'm incorporating this with all the other things that I've been instructing or teaching or sharing or hosting, classes and events about. So we're meshing the self-care with the law of attraction, positive mindset stuff, and it's $47. The introductory price at this point, because this is the first time I'm offering the self-care experiment. So if you want it at the lower price, this is the time to do it. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be positive and fun, and I like to have laughs. We have to make life more fun, like Abe Hicks says. Okay, 5 more minutes, and we'll get to the passive card picks. Now, okay, let me tell you now about wait a second. Okay, before I tell you about the contest, very quickly, I wrote down, what are the reasons, why wouldn't people just say, even myself, why wouldn't people just say, yes, Siska, you could write down choose a number between 1 and 30, or the word random below, and I'm going to read it in a 5 minutes. And if you can't stay, you could come to the you could watch it in the replay. Okay. So 3 reasons that people would want the self-care. Why it's easier to be part of a self-care program than to just do it on your own, which you can totally do. It's just, this is what I found. So see if this resonates with you. So why do a self-care practice with an official group instead of on your own? This is what I'm finding, okay? 3 reasons. One is, it's easier to commit and follow through if you're part of an official group. When I was doing it by myself, and still I have been doing it by myself, but I've started and stopped so many other months before, okay? It's almost like I had to get to where it was too intense that it forced me to focus. So I'm hoping that you don't have to do that if this resonates with you. If you're not interested in this, don't worry about it. I have other things going on, or you have other speakers that you're, teachers that you may be more interested in. All right, Siska, I'll put it there for you. You can watch the replay, okay? Thank you. So it's easier to commit to follow through if you're part of an official group, because like they say, if you do it yourself, if you do things yourself, sometimes what happens is like committing to your New Year's resolution, right? What happens with a New Year's resolution? A lot of times it falls by the wayside, okay? It's harder to stick to something on your own for a new goal or a new habit, because you have this mental mind chatter in your own head and looping thoughts often. And often if you pay something, we tend to, I know I do, we tend to show up for the class. And if it was a free class and something else comes up, you say, forget it, self-care, forget about the self-care, I can do this. So committing to an official group helps you to stick to it and to keep going to the classes. 2 more things about that. One is, it seems it's more doable and easier if you're part of a group to do the self-care practice, to stick to it. It seems more doable and easier because you have the encouragement. You're going to have my guidance to help you to tap into your inner guidance, and you're going to have the encouragement and other ideas of the rest of the people in the group from different walks of life. They've had different experiences, and you'll share your experiences and ideas with other people, and there you create more of a positive energy among. It's like a little mastermind where actually you could all tap in. If you're in a positive state, you'll tap into even inspired ideas, and then you'll also see, you'll get encouragement just by seeing that other people are hearing that other people are having similar challenges, because life comes up. Challenges will still come up where you can't maybe do that self-care, or you're too distracted, or you have to help somebody with an illness or something. So we'll be here to help you continue on with encouragement. The third and last thing is, if it's easier to do a self-care practice when you're part of an official group, because your current reality, it helps you to make your current reality more positive and fun, because in the group we will be helping you. This will be a definite time and place for you to focus on what you do want instead of what you don't want. It'll be time to help you focus and talk about positive things, and and consider your gratitude or appreciation of what is going right in life. And with the help of the law of attraction, by you focusing on this at this specific time each week, you're going to get your positive momentum going to get you out of the pits and to help you to attract a happier, healthier life and help you to achieve your goals. So it helps you to get unstuck from your current reality and negative focus and the negative mindset of people around you that you're talking to every day, maybe, or from television. This is your one definite positive place to be if you join the self-care experiment for 5 weeks. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the contest rules. The contest. Okay, so the contest is this. And Nelson, if you can't stay, don't worry about it. I am going to share everything else in the replay. But I want to show you what the contest is. Okay. You get, if you sign up by Saturday night at midnight, okay, this Saturday, September 29th, Saturday, if you sign up for the self-care, experiment program, it's $47 by the end of midnight on Saturday, the 29th. I'm going to give the bonus to those who sign up of a free ebook, the free ebook version of this book, How to Stop Negative Thoughts by Barbara Ireland. I'm going to include in your registration a free ebook to this book, so you can start with that. And again, all you need to do is download the free Kindle app if you don't have it already. And if you sign up by midnight on Saturday, not only will you have access to the whole program, but you'll also have the free ebook by Barbara Ireland on how to stop your negative thoughts. Okay, now for the contest. The contest is going to be one winner of this book. Okay, one winner of this book, the actual book. If you're in the United States, I can send it to you because I have Amazon Prime. Unfortunately, if you're not in the United States, I can't send this to you. I could send you an ebook version of it, though. Okay, so there's going to what you have to do is, the contest is, you have to send me a message by Facebook Messenger of your email to be on my email list for my self-care and law of attraction events. So if you want to be on my email list and be entered to win this book, you DM me your email address and you get a chance to be in the random drawing for this book. That's the first prize. The second prize, if you win the second prize, you get this little encouragements, Mr. Rogers encouragements tin to encourage you. And it says, why? Because I like you. They're little mints, but I have to warn you, open it up upside down because it could fall out. It's a little tricky, but it's really cute, and it's to remind you, Mr. Rogers, for people who grew up watching Mr. Rogers, he always talked about, I love you, I like you just the way you are, and it's to encourage yourself to like yourself and consider yourself worthy and do your self-care, because you are worthy and good just the way you are, and you need to love yourself as well as other people. But we still want to give to other people, love one another. We still want to do that, okay? So this would be the second prize. again, all you have to do is send me your, message me in Facebook, your email address to be on my mailing list for any self-care or law of attraction events, and then I'll have the Facebook. I'll have a Facebook Live drawing on September 30th, which is Sunday, and I'll say who the winners are on Sunday. Okay, I think that is it. If you're watching the replay, you could also enter the contest. Okay, so, whoops. So those are the prizes, and okay. Hang on a second. Okay, those are the prizes. Now we're going to get to a couple of the positive card picks. Thank you for your time. This is a very important thing, and you know, one of my self-care things is I have to have boundaries, and I promote that with other people too. So I could not just jump to the positive card picks, because this is very important to me, and it's important to me to get this message out more than it is to get out the positive card picks. Okay, so I have to stand up for that, and that's why I'm leaving the positive card picks till now. What I did in the past was everything free for 4 years during the pandemic, and only sharing positivity. And this is for other people too, because a lot of people are just sharing positivity online. But when you do that, that does not pay the bills. That does not pay the bills. So if you want to do this as a business, you have to treat it as a business, and that's part of your self-care, that your time is worthy of compensation. Your time and your energy in your life is worthy of compensation. You want to give to others positive inspiration and positive guidance and teachings, and gather these groups together. There's a lot of things involved with social media, technology involved, and everything. You deserve to get paid. Okay, so that's why this is more important to me than doing the positive card picks. But I'm going to do that now. Okay, Nelson, September 30th is Monday. Okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to pick the winner on Sunday. So that's the 29th, right? Sunday the 29th. Hi, Nia, thanks. Hang on a second. This is starting to, the battery, hang on a second. Hang on a second. Oh, the battery is, okay, there it goes. Okay, thank you, Nia. Okay, so, I'm going to just do, I'm sorry, I'm going to spend just 10 minutes now doing the card picks, and that's it, since I ran overtime. But the self-care experiment, again, that's my priority right now, because I'm moving into a new phase of life and business where I am going into coaching projects as a business and as a career. So that's why the self-care experiment is my priority right now. Okay, let's see. So let me write down this. So thank you everybody for listening, and I hope you'll join me on this journey. If what I'm sharing with you about the self-care stuff is not of interest to you, that's fine. Everything changes. Everybody, life changes. And but that's what I'm working on right now. But it's always events that are going to include positive mindset and law of attraction. That's okay, Nia. No problem. That's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to do now. Let's see. So Nelson, please remind me of the numbers. If all right. So Nelson, all right. Wait a minute. So Laura Bahena told me number 7. Nelson said, and again, Nia, you could do 2 numbers between 1 and 30, and the usual card decks. Okay, Nelson said MB14, MM9. I might have to only do 1 actually, because I'm seeing the time. I might only be able to do 1. Yeah, only 1 number. I'm sorry. And Siska, did Siska say? Oh, she said random. Siska said random. And let's see, Nia. Okay, very good. Nia said 24A. Okay, I'm also going to do for Diana a number 13A. And I think that I have really everybody. Okay, here we go. Thanks for your time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the replay. Here we go. Okay, number 7. All right, Laura Bahena. I'm going to just choose a random one for her. Number 7. And again, like I believe, like what Abe Hicks says. Okay, Nelson. Yeah, 14. Thank you. What Abe Hicks says, I agree. I say this every time that the also remember, if anybody, if I have your email already, but you want to be on the mailing list, as I mentioned, which gets you involved in the contest, message me by Facebook Messenger. Message me an email that you would like to use for the mailing list. If you don't want to be on the mailing list, anybody, don't worry about it. You don't have to be on it, but that's the requirement for the contest. But I'm still going to do some free things here and there, but mostly I'm going to be charging for things now, because now this is going to be my career. Like, that's what it's going to be. So, and you know, the electric company, you know, doesn't get paid in positive cards. They take dollars. All right, here we go. 14, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. First, Laura Bahena. What Apex says is that anybody who gets chosen for a question, or say a card in this case, it's not, the message is not only for that person, but for anybody else who resonates with it, because we're all co-creating this event together, whether you're watching it live or in the replay. Any card for anybody else is meant for you too, if it feels good and resonates for you. If it doesn't, just ignore it. You know, take a message from someplace else, or just go within. Okay, here we go. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All is okay for Laura and Laura Bahena and anyone else. All is okay. And this is like a self-hug. It looks like a self-care hug. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through the unsureness, the worry, doubt, anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. We were talking about this earlier in the broadcast about the woman who has a podcast from bed, talking to people about, you know, the other parts of their lives that they don't post on social media. And while social media looks like it's all the good stuff going on, and no one's saying, but yeah, they're human and they have these things too. Anger, worry, doubt, fear, anxiety, rejection, overwhelm. But all is still okay. We're human beings. We're spiritual beings, the souls having a human experience. So it's okay to feel all these things. I am thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. You don't want to not feel that stuff. You don't want to be positive when you really feel lousy. You want to feel the feelings and let it flow through you. Let that energy flow through you, that emotion. Hi, Julia. Nice to see you. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. These challenges that we have, from my understanding, right? We're here, as I mentioned earlier in this broadcast. We're here. We're not just 100% souls like in heaven where everything is woohoo, fantastic. We're souls in a human body having a human experience, having all the feelings on the, like the vibrational scale, they say, from hopeless and grief to, you know, frustration, anger, optimism, hope, getting up higher and higher to like joy. And we're supposed to feel all those things, but we're not supposed to have to suffer and hang out there so long, is my understanding. But let these feelings, these negative quote-unquote feelings, just wash over you like a wave. And when you don't push against them, you don't hold yourself there too long, so that you can move on and move back to feeling better. These emotions are the very contrast, though. The challenges are actually what help us to expand higher, because then you learn more about yourself, or you have to rely more on your soul, your connection to God for strength to get through these human things that you feel you need. I need this person to be nice. I need this person to be well. I need myself to be whatever. And supposedly the soul is in need for nothing really, because it's just connected to God, and those other things, it's like all is okay. You're a soul, you're an infinite being, as Esther Hicks, Abe Hicks would say. You're an eternal soul, as the spiritual and religious texts would say. You're an eternal soul. Ultimately, everything is okay. All right, so that's a good one. Okay, Nelson said 14 from Michael Beck. If anybody has any comments or questions or wants to still choose, we're under the wire here, but if you want to choose a number between 1 and 30 or random, feel free to put it below. Nelson said Michael Beckwith. number 14. Again, this is for Nelson and anyone else who resonates with it, whether you're here live or watching the replay. We're co-creating this together. So if it feels good to you, it's for you too. Here we go. 14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hang on. 11, 12, 13, 14. Here we go. 14. And it says, be about truth. Be about truth. As you begin to study the wisdom teachings of the ages, be about the truth. The fruition is the realization of integrity. We had this last week. Integrity is about being integrated with the spiritual values of the universe. It is also about being happy, because happiness and joy mean that you're coming into integrity with your soul. You're coming into an alignment and truth with your soul when you're really in happiness and joy. And I guess being yourself, authentic self, as much as possible. As you begin to study the wisdom teachings of the ages and be about truth, the fruition, when you've immersed in the wisdom teachings, the fruition and being about the truth, the fruition is the realization of integrity. This is a deep one, but integrity is about being integrated with the spiritual values of the universe. Integrity is being in alignment, spiritual alignment with your authentic self as much as you can, in my opinion, and also being in spiritual alignment with the values of the universe. Love, peace, harmony, all the high vibration as much as possible, being in alignment with all the good stuff and not being in the negative and the complaining and the talking and about others and judging others and things. That's where our vibration gets muddied, kind of, or scrambled, and it's not as pure as when we're in touch with the values of God, love and truth and harmony and honesty, compassion, wellness too, I would say, is part of that. Good health, I would think, is a focus on vitality more than focusing on illness. I think that's part of it. All right, that's just my interpretation. Thank you. All right, Siska said random. For Siska, I'm going to say from the Rhonda Byrne deck, random for Siska and anyone else is, here we go. We're going to wrap this up in like 5 minutes. Okay, this one, interesting. We had this one last week too, but this is also what I was talking about earlier in the broadcast. Gratitude is the great multiplier. Gratitude is the great multiplier. Set the universal forces in your favor for tomorrow. All right, this is talking about how could we prepare, how can we better set up our tomorrow for a more positive experience? Well, this is saying, and I think I was saying last time too, Nelson, you practice this. It says to set up your tomorrow for a more favorable experience. Tonight, before you fall asleep, go back over your whole day today in your mind and replay each good moment, each feeling genuine gratitude, or I would say appreciation for each of those good moments. And if you don't have good things that happen today that you could think about while you're falling asleep, think about the last day that you had good things happening, and relish those moments. Replay those good things in your mind as you're falling asleep and feel genuine gratitude for it. This practice ensures that the universe, or your connection to God, thanks for the hearts, will make your tomorrow a day filled with good moments and plenty to be grateful for. Because now you're in a higher positive vibration. When you go to sleep, the vibration you're in, according to the Apex philosophy that I happen to like, you don't have to like it. I'm just sharing from the one I like. This practice ensures the universe, or God's universe, okay, will make your tomorrow a day filled with good moments and plenty to be grateful for. Because usually they say the vibration, the feeling, and the thoughts you fall asleep with tend to be the feelings and the vibration and the thoughts you wake up with. You kind of leave off. It's almost like you're reading a book and you put your bookmark or your emotional bookmark in the chapter that was either ticked off right before you fell asleep or feeling good. And in the morning, your emotional bookmark is still in that chapter. So choose the good chapter. Okay, I think that's what that means. And then because of the law of attraction, what you're feeling and vibrating energy-wise because of your feelings, the bulk of that, if you do it in a big amount, you tend to attract more situations, people, places, and things that match that vibration, that emotion. Okay, but you always have the chance that we have the buffer of time, so don't worry about it. You have time to shift your feelings on things, you shift your thoughts to more positive, or to distract yourself with something totally pleasant or calming, because that helps you to feel better and attract better. We're just getting in line with God's blessings better. It's all coming from God and your soul connection. That's the epitome of everything. All this stuff is just playing with his universe. Just like you're playing with gravity when you go outside, you don't want to stand on a windowsill or something because there's gravity. This is law of attraction. It's God's universe. It's not about the laws, but the laws help us to have a smoother human experience, that the soul, that part of God, that the soul is in this human being. And we're dealing with things like gravity. You don't want to eat anything that wild in the forest, and you don't really want to throw out negative thoughts out into the quote unquote universe, God's universe. I actually heard a priest use the term universe a couple of years ago at a Catholic mass. So it's God's universe. This is all God's creation. The stars, the people, the plants, the animals, the land. We're playing in his universe. Okay. Last two. Nia 24a, and then I'm going to do Diana's, and then that's a wrap. Nia 24a, here we go. Let me just shuffle this a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there or watching it in the replay. If you're watching the replay, please type in #replay. And if you want information about being part of the contest, or signing up for the self-care experiment online program, please watch the rest of the video that you missed. Okay, the contest, again, I'm giving away this book, How to Stop Negative Thoughts, as the first prize, and this little encouragements, Mr. Rogers mints, to remind yourself that you count too, to encourage yourself. Hi, Diana. Good to see you. Wow, you came on just when I was going to pick your number. I was going to pick it from Apex. Okay? I hope that's okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is that right? Wait, no. Wait a minute. Nia, I didn't do yours yet, right? Nia, I'm sorry. Nia first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. For Nia and anyone else who resonates with this. I am selfish enough. Okay, it goes along with the whole message about self-care, because it's not being selfish self-care. It's being as Lisa Hounahan Shagru told me, and other people, it's being self-full. You want to fill yourself up so you can help to pour from a full cup to help others in positive ways. I am selfish enough to want to feel good. Okay? Okay, great, Diana. Thank you. I am selfish enough to want to feel good. Here we go. You cannot perceive life from any perspective other than from that of yourself. I think I chose this one last week. I don't know if it was for me or someone else. You cannot perceive life from any perspective other than from that of yourself. Everybody, right? Everybody, we're born in different places. We come from different families with different beliefs, positive ones and negative ones. We've had different experiences in our schooling, with our friends, with our neighbors, with the area we live. So you cannot perceive life from any perspective other than from that of yourself. Even with people in your same family, even if you're a twin, maybe you watch different things, or you read different things, or you just naturally, your soul has a different perspective that you came in with as a soul. Selfishness is the sense of self. Unless you are selfish enough to care about how you feel, and therefore direct your thoughts in such a way that you are allowing a true connection to your inner being, to your soul. You have to care about how you feel. And therefore, you direct your thoughts in such a way that you are allowing a true connection to your inner being, who speaks to you and to me through our feelings, is what the teaching is. Your inner being, your soul, uses our emotions or our feelings to help guide us to what is in alignment with us or not, what is in spiritual alignment with us or not. Let me say this again. Unless you're selfish enough to care about how you feel and therefore direct your thoughts in such a way that you are allowing a true connection, to direct your thoughts to allow like spiritual alignment, so you're really in connection to your soul and to God. Unless you do that and are selfish enough to direct your thoughts to the positive so you could connect with God, if you don't do that, unless you do that, you have nothing to give another anyway. You have to feel good. That's your soul guidance to help you to be most in connection with the positive feelings and thoughts and energy frequency of God. When you do that, because you're selfish enough about how you want to feel good, when you do that, you're more connected to God, and then you could come to others. And when you feel great, like if you're at a party or if you think you look good or something, whatever it is, you feel good. All of a sudden, you love everybody. You're on vacation and you're having fun. All of a sudden, you have energy for other people, to talk to them, to start a conversation or to help. Because when you feel good, you have that positive energy. Everyone is selfish. It is not possible to be otherwise, right? We're each trying to keep ourselves alive and well. That's like human nature. Okay, so very good one, Nia. Thank you. That's good for everybody. Last one for Diana and anyone else who resonates. Number 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I hope these are helping people. Oh, you mean Michael Bublé? Yes, right, very good. Waiting for that real life selfie. Okay, here we go. We picked this one last week too. Diana, was this your card last week? I want continual joyous growth. I want continual joyous growth. And it said, I'm glad, Nia, thank you. I am a growth-seeking being. That's what our souls supposedly are. Whether our human mind says, no, that's okay. I don't need any more lessons. Enough with the lessons. I certainly feel that way, but my human side. But I am a growth-seeking being, our souls are. And it is exhilarating to remember that expansion is not only natural, but inevitable. So don't fight these challenges and contrasts, because that's part of the deal. As souls here on this earth, we're here to learn. Oh, good, Diane. I'm glad this is new. So I love knowing that joy, however, so we're all here, and we're going to learn lessons to have the contrast, the challenges. So we might as well just try to let them flow over us, like the Sedona method says. Let it just, or the Untethered Soul book by Michael Singer. Just allow it. All right, I could just let it be. Whatever the challenge or contrast is, allow it to be, so that it more smoothly and quickly passes over you. That's part of this human journey. We're souls in a human body. And yet, even though our evolving expansion is inevitable, as are the challenges, I love knowing that joy, however, all that crud, and yet joy is simply a choice. So since my expansion is inevitable, so if the expansion and the challenges are going to come up anyway, whatever happens, if you didn't have this challenge or this quote-unquote problem, I don't like using that word, there would be something else, right? So let's call it expansion from those things. So if your expansion is inevitable, I choose to have it in joy. Try to have joy going on in your life despite the challenges. And that's why, like I started posting about, I'm doing these self-care things. I'm doing the self-care experiment to help people stick to it together, because often we don't commit to self-care or choosing joy in the challenges, because we get lost in our own monkey mind negative chatter, or in all the to-do lists. Oh, but here, but I need this one needs this, and that. All right, forget about what I wanted to do. Forget about I need recreation, or I need calm, or meditation, or time with friends, or a trip or something. I just have the big to-do list. No, stop we have to stop doing that. And since I stopped doing that to make time for myself, thank you for the hearts, despite all the things I have to do around here with caregiving and stuff, when you commit to having some joy in the middle of, on the journey, right? The journey. You don't have what you really want in certain things. Enjoy the journey anyway. And then when you do that, and I have been finding this, despite the challenges. I mean, I had some challenges the last couple of days, and anyway. But you wind up finding that, this is what I'm finding. I'm having more time for self-care than I thought I was able to do as a caregiver. You start also showing people how to treat you a little bit better, because now you're standing up that you're worthy for time for self-care too. And it seems like you start attracting, once you start taking time for self-care, with the law of attraction, it seems that feeling of relief and fun, you start attracting more time for self-care. Hang on a second. This looks like it's going to die here any second now. All right, hang on. This might go. So I'm going to wrap up right now. But thank you so much for joining. Everyone, have a great night. Please contact me. Type info below if you want details about the self-care program, and also about the contest. Watch back. Okay, right, the charge is back there. But I started noticing a lot of improvements in my life and in my feeling and my positive mindset since doing the self-care more committedly for myself. And I think if you feel you need that, in whatever aspect of your life, we're going to have a fun and inspiring time together, doing that as a group and encouraging each other. And if it's not for you now or at all, it's fine. I'm still going to be doing other events, and I'm going to be doing some Facebook Lives here and there. So thank you so much. Thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for being here. And love to all. And any questions or comments, type them in the comments below. And again, contest is for this book, Step Negative Thoughts. Second prize is Mr. Rogers' Encouragements. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much, Nelson. I appreciate it. Thank you all, Nia, Diana, Siska, everybody who joined in, Tish, Julia, I think Madeline was there, other people. Mwah. God bless you all. Have fun. Remember to have fun. Thank you.